Welcome to Dead of Night, where we dive deep into the shadows to uncover the scariest stories that the world has to offer. Tonight, we're not talking about made-up tales or urban legends. These are real horror stories, true events that will send chills down your spine and make you question what you thought you knew about the world. So, dim the lights, and get ready to experience 5 terrifying real-life horror stories that will haunt your dreams.
Story number 1, the Dyatlov Pass Incident. In 1959, 9 experienced hikers set out on an expedition to the Ural Mountains in Russia. What was supposed to be an adventurous trek turned into a chilling mystery that remains unsolved to this day. After the group failed to return, a search party was sent out, and what they discovered was beyond disturbing. The hikers' tent was found ripped open from the inside, as if they had fled in a panic. Their bodies were discovered scattered around the site, some in their underwear, with bizarre and unexplained injuries. One had a fractured skull, another had her tongue missing, and several had traces of radiation on their clothing. Theories range from an avalanche to a secret military experiment, but no one knows for sure what really happened on that fateful night. Story number 2, the mysterious disappearance of Elisa Lam.
In 2013, 21-year-old Canadian student Elisa Lam was staying at the infamous Cecil Hotel in Los Angeles. She was last seen in eerie elevator footage that shows her behaving strangely, pressing multiple buttons, hiding in the corner, and seemingly talking to someone who isn't there. After weeks of searching, her body was found in the hotel's water tank, but how she ended up there remains a mystery. Guests had complained of foul-tasting water and low pressure before the discovery was made. Despite extensive investigations, the circumstances surrounding her death are still unexplained, leading to wild speculation and eerie theories that only add to the hotel's dark history.
Story number 3, the Enfield Poltergeist. In 1977, the Hodgson family of Enfield, London, became the center of one of the most famous and well-documented hauntings in history. The strange occurrences started small, furniture moving on its own, knocking sounds, but quickly escalated into something far more terrifying. The 2 youngest children, Janet and Margaret, claimed to be tormented by an unseen force. Janet was reportedly possessed, speaking in a deep, guttural voice that didn't belong to her. Numerous witnesses, including police officers and journalists, observed the bizarre events. Some believe it was a hoax, while others are convinced it was the work of a malevolent spirit. The Enfield Poltergeist remains one of the most debated paranormal cases to this day. Story number 4, the Silent Twins. June and Jennifer Gibbons were identical twins who were inseparable, so much so that they developed their own secret language, shutting out the rest of the world. Born in 1963 in Wales, their lives took a dark turn when their bond became toxic. The twins committed petty crimes together and were eventually institutionalized. They began to believe that one of them had to die for the other to live a normal life. In 1993, Jennifer died under mysterious circumstances, leaving June to finally speak out. Was it a case of shared psychosis, or was something far more sinister at play? The story of the Silent Twins continues to baffle and terrify those who hear it. Story number 5, the disappearance of the Sodder children. On Christmas Eve 1945, a fire broke out at the Sodder family's home in West Virginia. George and Jenny Sodder managed to escape with 4 of their children, 5 of their children were never found. The fire was assumed to have incinerated their bodies, but no remains were ever discovered. These stories remind us that the world can be a dark and mysterious place. The unknown often lurks just beneath the surface, waiting for the right moment to reveal itself. If you enjoyed these tales of real-life horror, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to Dead of Night for more chilling stories that will keep you up at night. Story number 6, The Haunting of the Hexham Heads. In 1971, in the quiet town of Hexham, England, 2 brothers were digging in their garden when they unearthed something strange. 2 small, stone heads with eerie, carved faces. These odd artifacts, later known as the Hexham Heads, seemed innocent at first, but soon, they would unleash a nightmare that no one could explain. Shortly after the discovery, the family began to experience terrifying paranormal activity. Objects moved on their own, strange sounds echoed through the house, and the air grew icy cold at random moments. But the true horror came one night when the family claimed to have seen a half-man, half-beast creature roaming their home. It had a hideous, wolf-like face, and its presence filled the air with dread. Panicked, the family got rid of the heads, passing them on to a local museum. But the curse of the Hexham Heads didn't stop there. The next owner, an academic named Dr. Ann Ross, soon fell victim to the same terrifying phenomenon. She, too, reported seeing the beastly figure in her home. Desperate for answers, she researched the origins of the heads, linking them to ancient Celtic rituals, but the truth remains shrouded in mystery. To this day, the Hexham Heads have disappeared, their whereabouts unknown. But those who have encountered them believe they were cursed objects, tied to something ancient and malevolent, something that still lurks in the shadows, waiting to be found again. Was it the heads that brought the terror, or was it the dark history they were connected to? Either way, the story of the Hexham Heads is one of the most chilling tales of real-life horror you'll ever hear.